and welcome back to Cloveriness. My name is Michelle and today's video will be a review, this time of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. This is just one of those Christmassy books that everyone reads around this sort of year, and yeah, I can definitely see the appeal of this book. I have to say right off the bat that this book won't contain any spoilers at all. I will just be talking generally about the story arc and the characters involved. So some of you may already be aware of what this book is about and about these authors, but I'll just briefly run through the fact that Rachel Cohn and David Levithan are two young adult authors who have very successfully written books for teenagers individually, but together they've written Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist and also Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List, which I haven't read, but I did pick up this book after really loving Nick and Nora, and because I've heard really good things about Dash and Lily, and I did want to read a very Christmassy book at some point before Christmas. So I picked up this book a couple of days ago, and I figured it's quite a slim little book that I would just rush right through it, when in fact I had to sort of start and stop quite a few different times, and some of that is down to the fact that I didn't really connect with either Dash or Lily. I felt like their characters were both a little bit pretentious, and some of the dialogue that they had, there was one particular scene between Dash and Lily's grandmother, I believe, or great aunt, that I was reading that entire scene and I was thinking, nobody speaks like this, and it's such a ridiculous level of pretentiousness that I was actually annoyed, and I was like upset annoyed, like no, because I think the difficult thing with this book in particular are that there are scenes and passages of this book that I really enjoyed, and at the same time there were scenes like this one between Dash and this older character that I felt like it felt so very unrealistic that it made me dislike the book in equal measure to the bits that I liked. So I finished this book and I only rated it 3 stars on Goodreads, and I find that it's a very difficult book to talk about or write, because I liked and disliked it almost in equal measure, and I can't think of another book that made me feel so conflicted about the book. I did very much love the fact that it's set over Christmas time. I love that. I loved that a central place or setting within the book is the Strand bookstore in New York City. I did love that very much. There was a particular scene towards the end that made me think, wow, isn't that amazing? But as I said, there are other things as well that made me roll my eyes or want to put the book down. But like I said at the beginning of this review, I can definitely see why this book has garnered so much praise over the years. I get it, but I didn't always agree with it. So this is about two main characters, Dash and Lily, and the narrative is split between them. So we'll have one chapter from Dash and follow it with one chapter by Lily, and I believe that the Dash chapters are written by David Levithan and the Lily chapters are written by Rachel Cohn, and it starts with one of the characters in the Strand bookstore, and alongside one of his favourite authors he finds this red notebook, and it leads these two characters on this sort of scavenger hunt. Is that the right word? I'm not sure if it is, but like the two characters write letters to each other and have them perform little activities and tasks and clues and leave little clues about who they are and everything. And it was sweet. I really did like this whole like leaving messages and being really honest about who you are and what you want at Christmas time and those sort of things. I did enjoy those parts, and some of the letters to and from were really, really sweet. I think definitely as well, some of the things that they bring up about like who they are in person and how different they are in person as they are writing in these letters to each other on a book, it is quite a message that is really important, because I think there are a lot of people who have relationships or friendships online, and it was interesting to see these two characters sort of discuss and think about the differences between an online personality or and like a real life personality. So like I said, there are topics and messages and things that I really enjoyed, but I wish that I enjoyed it as much as I've seen other people enjoy. I am glad to have read it, and I would still read books by both authors, both on their own and together. I am interested to see what other collaborative stories that these two authors write. And it did put me in a very festive mood as well. I'd love to spend Christmas in New York City. I think that would be fantastic. Again, with the slightly, I am sorry that so much of this review is so unorganized and my thoughts are kind of all over the place with this book, but it is sort of difficult to talk about this book specifically without giving any spoilers, and I don't want to spoil anything for those readers who have not yet read this book. But if you have read this book, let me know what you think and if you agree or disagree with any of my comments, and I'd love to hear from you. I mean, are you planning on reading this book before the end of the year? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.